What's up everyone? My name is Shaelyn and on this channel everything's alright. So today I decided I wanted to film a video all about the camera that I use. I use this little guy usually, which is a little bit unconventional for like YouTube videos, I guess, unless you're like doing like hiking videos like I do, or like anything like active, I guess. Then a GoPro would be pretty awesome to have for that. But for like normal vlogging and like videos like this, it's a little bit unconventional to film with this, but I love my GoPro and I use it for literally everything. I do want to preface, this video isn't sponsored in any way by GoPro. That would be really cool if they did. So GoPro, if you're watching this, sponsor me. I love you guys. But this is the GoPro Hero 10. I got it, like it was on for a really good deal. So we got the GoPro and that was honestly pretty much when I started my YouTube channel. So it was back in, what, 2021, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it came with like a whole kit, like has a bunch of mounts and things like that, but we're gonna get into that. I wanted to make this video in case you have a GoPro Hero 10 or you are looking into maybe wanting to get one in the future, or you already ordered one and it's on the way and you just want to know more about it. Because honestly, there was a lot of things that I had no idea how to do when I first got it, and like there's like some videos online, but it's just not kind of what I was looking for. I was looking for like a how to pretty much like for everything to do with this camera. So let's start with mounts. Basically, to start, the GoPro has these little thingies, and if you have nails you can get them out just like this. But if not, there's like, oh wait, no, there's like a tool, isn't there? I think it comes with a tool. Let me try to find it. Actually, I think this is for another mount, but I use it to like stick in this little hole right there. And like when it's down, I stick it in the hole and then I like use it to like have leverage to pull it up. It's kind of hard to explain, but you guys know what I mean, I think. Anyway, let's start with, they call it a Shorty. It's the basic like tripod. Basically, you're just gonna align those two little things that stick up with these two openings to get it on there, and it'll look like that. And then you just put the screw in this little end. You want to make sure it's like aligned with the hole in there. Once it is, you take this little screw and you stick it in just like that, and then you just screw it in. Once it's nice and snug in there, you can open up the legs and it becomes a tripod, and it can get higher just by doing that. And then I usually just bite one of the legs. This is so stupid, but I do this to extend it. It just sits like this, and you're able to, depending on how loose you have this, I usually have it a little bit loose so that I can control it like bending up and down, you know? But yeah, this is usually how I'm filming my videos. Obviously, the quality might be a little bit different on this camera. This is my Canon PowerShot something, I don't know. So yeah, that's the Shorty. The next one that I got is it's called the suction cup. It's good for like putting on a window. So all of the mounts will have this like same kind of like attachment to hook up the camera to the mount. So for the suction cup, it's literally like a little suction cup. I'll put a picture on the screen. I forgot to take it out of my car. Sorry. You basically just attach it to the suction cup just like this. I was looking on the GoPro website, and this is another one. It's called the magnetic swivel clip. I think this is what it is. I'm not 100% sure, but this one's a little bit different. You can use it to like clip it on the side of a table. You know, I've never used this mount, so I don't actually know, but this little thing has like something that'll slide into it that resembles this attachment for the mount. I'm pretty sure. I've never used it before, so Another additional mount that I have personally, I got off Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. It's called the Gimball, and basically how it works is, I mean, you can kind of see already, but I hope it's charged. Okay, it has to actually have the camera in it. I'll show you guys how I put it in, but this is what I use to stabilize my camera when I'm walking, but mostly for while I'm hiking. Because as you guys know, with hemiplegia, you have a little bit of a limp, and in some of my very first hiking with hemiplegia videos, the footage is just crap. I'm gonna be completely honest. I am not happy with that footage at all because of how like much I bounce when I walk. Basically, I'm just gonna push this out like this. You basically just put the camera in right here. I always forget what way it goes. Pretty sure it's this way. It's hard with one hand, but I can do it. You just have to hold it down and then pull the little red thing to attach to the back. Hope you guys can kind of see. Like that. It's nice too because it comes with like a little thing to make sure that it stabilizes on the ground. I try not to take this off because I went hiking with it once without it, and I had to try and just stabilize like the stick on the ground when I wanted to have like a shot where the camera was on the ground. But when you hold down the on button, oh, I put it in upside down, but you guys kind of understand. So you can see it kind of moving. It's really honestly cool looking. It's like kind of like a robot. There's different settings on it for different things. There's POV, L, PTF, PF. I forget what they stand for, but they all do something different to like lock this in place. And then also using this little thing, it's like a joystick on a gaming paddle. You can move it up and down. I think it'll go side to side too. No. Oh yeah, it does. How cool is that? Literally, however way you move it, it'll keep it in the same position in space for the most part. It's not perfect, but it's much better than me holding my camera and walking and the footage literally just being freaking bouncy. So yeah, love this thing. It's not by GoPro, obviously, but I love it because I walk funny. Okay, yeah, you want to make sure that you don't have it on with no camera on it because it'll do that. Let's get into the battery/memory card compartment. So this was so tricky for me. I was actually filming with this camera for the first time for a YouTube video, and my husband had gone to work and he did like the battery compartment for me because it's hard with one hand, obviously. But something I didn't know about GoPros is because of how small the camera is and how much power it uses, I think, and the quality, because I'm pretty sure this can shoot in 4K, it overheats really easily. I can only film up to 30 minutes at a time. That's why sometimes in my videos I'll say my camera turned off. Yeah, that's the one downside about the GoPro that I don't love, and I will hopefully be investing eventually in a camera that will film for longer, because sometimes I'm filming up to an hour and I can't afford to have to take a break after 30 minutes and stop what I'm doing and let my camera cool off. I've literally had to sit there and wait for my camera to sit in the freezer to cool off. Back to my little story. I was filming and it overheated, so I needed to, it was either it overheated or the battery died. I think it might have been the battery dying. So I needed to change the battery and I didn't know how to open the battery compartment. I was searching it on YouTube, I was searching it on Google, I was trying to figure out how to open this thing. So let me show you right now. So this is the camera straight on. turn it to the right side of the camera. There's this little latch on the bottom right corner. You can see that. And you have to pull down on it. You'll need like a little bit of a nail to do this, but pull down and out. So it's like a down and out motion. I was freaking out because I thought it was just pulling it out and it would not unlatch and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, but yeah, it's down and out. So like that. So once you open it, you might notice something a little bit funny or a little bit different from your GoPro battery to my GoPro battery. This is what a normal GoPro battery looks like. Okay, both ends are blue. And this is what this one currently looks like. One end is blue. Why, you might ask? Because the little thing that has the pull tab on it comes off. And I didn't know this was an issue with GoPro batteries, but I looked it up and a nice man had a good video on how to fix it, because a thing about GoPro batteries is they overheat and they swell, which I've already talked about the overheating, but they swell in the camera, and then when you pull on the pull tab to take it out of the battery slot, the pull tab part completely comes off. Whether it's the pull tab that comes off or it's the entire blue like snap-on thing. So to fix that, you might wonder how I'm holding on to the battery without a pull tab. So I actually have to do that to this battery. I haven't yet, but I will be doing that. Maybe I'll do it in this video to show you guys how I do it. But I use clear Scotch tape. I get like a long skinny piece. I like cut the tape in half and everything. And then I put it on one side of the battery, push it down so it's nice and flush, and then make sure there's a lot of room on the top. And then I put it down the other side, and then I pinch together the excess that's on the top so it creates like a pull tab. This is not my idea. I'm not taking credit for this. I will try and find the man's video that I got this idea from, and I'll link it down below. But also, another tip for if this happens to you, don't freak out if the battery is so swollen it won't come out of like the compartment, because the sides will literally get bigger and hook on the side, like the top of the battery compartment. Don't freak out. Let it completely cool down. Let it sit for hours so that it's completely cooled, and then literally just hit the other side to get it out and it will come out. All I did was do this and it came right out, so do what you gotta do, I guess. So speaking of batteries, you're probably wondering how you charge it. One way you can do it, which is like the basic way to do it, is you keep the battery in the compartment and then open up this side, and you'll see this little slot right on the bottom there, right there. That's your little port for the USB-C charging cord that comes with your GoPro. It's this cord. It's like the long oval-y kind of looking charging cable, like that. So that's the most basic way of how to charge it. My recommendation and what I like to use is it's called the dual battery charger. So it looks like this, and as you can probably guess, you literally just plug in the batteries right there, and then the USB-C plugs into the back. This is nice if you use your GoPro a lot and you need to switch out batteries a lot, like me. So I pretty much always have them in here to charge because I'm constantly using my camera to film for my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's an option that you can get so that it's just an easier process to charge your batteries. Micro SD card, I'm pretty sure it's called. And basically it's this tiny little thing right there. Tiniest memory card you've ever seen. But basically there's like a little adapter that's like a normal size memory card that you put it into, and then you can plug it into whatever you need to plug it into to pull up your photos, things like that. So that is the memory card that GoPro uses. So now that you have the basic functions of the GoPro, other than turning it on, which is the side on the left. Oh, I don't have a battery in there. And then that's to start filming. Let's get into the little add-ons, the little accessories that can come with your GoPro, or that you can get for your GoPro. So something that was really important to me, since I am a one-woman show on my YouTube channel and all of the content that I create, it was really important to me to have a front-facing camera screen so that I can make sure I'm framed up nicely and make sure I'm still filming and my camera didn't just like shut off or die or something like that. GoPro does have a front-facing camera. Unfortunately, mine broke somehow and it only stays on for like literally 5 seconds at a time. I have to unplug it and then plug it back in. I actually forget how this hooks up. I think to have the front-facing camera, you need the media mod, which is this little guy right here. It's like a little frame that can go around your GoPro. It's great for another attachment that I'll show you in a little bit, but it opens the same way that the battery charging compartment does, and you can actually take off this entire little latch thing so that you can then slide the GoPro in this way, and then the same battery charging port plugs right into the media mod. There's like a little, I don't know if you can see the USB-C in there. It plugs right into that so that the microphone hooks up to the camera so that this works, which this is really nice if you're filming outside and there's wind. What do they call this? I'll put it up on the screen. I can't remember from film school, but this is really nice to combat the sound of wind getting blown into your microphone. But when you have the media mod on, there's a little attachment right here that you can slide the front-facing camera onto. There we go. So it'll look like that, and then this little plug goes in one of these little guys. Not that one. This was the problem, and this is why it broke. So GoPro, you gotta do better with this thing. The cord has to plug in right there at the top, and I'll plug it in and I'll show you why it broke. Okay. So do you see how it's like not straight? Like this is the camera straight on the back. Do you see how it's like pushed out? Because the cord is longer than the distance that it needs to plug into, it causes like strain on where it plugs in. And the piece, I'll show you, this piece right here actually bent, and I'm pretty sure like broke some of the wiring on the inside of this thing, and that's why it doesn't work anymore. Hopefully they can do something about that in the future and I'll get a new one. But the next thing that you can use this same sliding thing for is this little guy. So this is really good if you're filming at night or if you need just extra light when you're filming. It just adds a little extra light. Actually could probably use it right now. And the nice thing is this thing is cordless. You plug it in. Oh, and this is like a diffuser attachment thing. It actually looks like this. It is quite bright, so beware of your eyes right now. Beautiful. There's this little latch right here that you push down on, and it opens this little tiny compartment where you plug in, again, a USB-C cord. It's all the same, which is really nice. And it just charges this up, and then when it dies, unfortunately, but it's really easy. You just plug it in. I haven't used the media mod in a long time because of the front-facing camera not needing it, and I don't usually need a light, but if I do, then I will put the media mod on. I have quite a bit of things for my GoPro, I'm not gonna lie. There's so much more that I don't have. GoPro has so much stuff, it's crazy. And then to put that battery compartment latch back on, there's like a little silver bar. You can definitely see that right there. The top of the latch fits onto, you can tell it's like a little C shape, and you basically just push that right on there, and then yeah, close. So the next thing that there is this thing called protective housing, which is basically just a clear outer shell for the GoPro camera. I've actually never used this either. I'm pretty sure there's something to do with it. You can look it up, but I'm pretty sure there's something to do with it being waterproof. I've never put my GoPro in the water, but if I had to, the GoPro itself is waterproof, I'm pretty sure, up to a certain point. So yeah, I've never had to actually use this. This might be for like more deeper water levels, but I don't know how to open this, but I can tell it has something to do with this up here. It's like a little thingy. I can't figure it out. I know my husband knows how to do this, so if I ever had to, I could just give it to him, or I'm sure there's other tutorials online on that, but that's another thing that's great. I also have it's called the Sleeve+Lanyard. It's just like a silicone outer frame for the GoPro in case you're clumsy like me and you want to be able to, actually this is really good for people with hemiplegia, because if you drop it, it won't bust up your camera so much, because this is a nice cushion for it to land on. And then you can also just, very cute. The final attachment / accessory thing that I have is this little guy right here. It comes in a very beautiful case, just like that. It's they call it a max lens mod. It's basically like a fisheye lens. Here, let me put my battery back in so that I can show you guys what it looks like. So in terms of lenses, for the basic lens that the GoPro comes with, there's 4 settings. There's narrow, linear, wide, and then super view or super wide, super view. So you can see how pulled back and far away that this little thing can bring the view, which is nice. But if you wanted even more than that, then the lens literally just unscrews somehow, like this. Okay, it's okay. But then it looks like this when you take it off. To put the fisheye lens on, or the max lens mod, you stick it on and screw it to the right. So to put this on, I do have to pinch it between my knees. So you will need 2 hands to do that, or do what I did and pinch it between your knees. But now you can see how pulled back it is. If that's what you were wanting for your camera, then this is also very nice. If you were wondering, it's hard to show you, but the viewfinder on the GoPro itself is very cropped, and that's another reason why I really like the front-facing camera screen. Like I said, it has its cons, but that is the reason why I like it instead of the viewfinder on the GoPro itself. If you guys have any questions about the GoPro Hero 10 or anything else to do with it, Instagram DM me, leave it in the comments, and I'll answer it in a future vlog or something like that. Like I said, I really love my camera and I use it for literally everything. I did get some questions on Instagram asking about what camera I use to film, so I hope that this answered those people's questions. That's another reason why I wanted to make this video. I hope that you guys liked this video, and I hope that you guys got the help you needed by watching me use my GoPro Hero 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow me on all my socials linked in the description down below, and I'll see you next week for another new video. Okay, bye!